Yeah. Uh, could you bring up the other picture first? There should be another one of acorns. There it is.
Put it on the big screen.
There was some talk about making spinners tops backwards, and I've been making these for a few years. They're about inch and a quarter in diameter, actually inch and an eighth in diameter. And if you want to use them for something like a tree ornament, you can just use a piece of string and tie it up. What I usually do is put the date on the bottom of them. The topic of conversation was about turning things backwards. You can see the point is on the bottom, therefore the top, that is the stem, is facing the tailstock. And so I make a few of these and give them away to kids or whatever. And I was thinking, if you tried to do these at a demo, I think with a little bit of proficiency, you can knock one out in about 15 minutes. That's including throwing some boiled linseed oil over it to protect it. The next one was I happened to find some actual acorn tops that were sturdy enough that the stems could be used for spinning it. And what I did is I super glued the top. It was already attached. I just put super glue on it to make it a little stronger. And then I just used some of the plexa, the birch ply. I have a couple of people I know that happen to have survived breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and I'll just give them to them as Christmas ornaments or spinners or something like that. I've been making boxes for children for quite a while. I get one of the other pictures first. Go back to one where we had a whole mess of boxes at once. Next one back, maybe.
I don't have that one.
Oh, Oh, okay. Well, basically what I have is a simple box for boys. What I do is I use a walnut base or a walnut box. And then for the top spinner, what I use is maple. And then what I do is I put grooves in the bottom of the spinner top so that I can write their name in and also the date of birth. So I give them to them as hopefully a keepsake box of some sort, and they can still use it. For the top, I put faces on them. And if you're doing a demo, what you really could do is you could knock out one of these fairly quickly and then just simply use the Tombow or a Sharpie to color the nose and possibly put a face on. So even though these took a little more time because the noses are enamel and it has to fit a box, just some ideas for tops, something a little different maybe than you'd seen before. You can see the one bottom of the one, I have the grooves in the bottom of the spinner so that I can put a name and the date and stuff like that. So just something. If anyone is interested in actually seeing how some of these are made, I have a printout that I can send you if you just email me and I'll get it to you. Thanks for your attention.
Yeah, Dave, pretty timely in that normally we don't have a demo in December. And we had talked briefly at the last board meeting, a little over a week ago, about the idea of people who want to demonstrate, like Dave just said, 15 minutes, you can knock out one of these tops where it's not going to knock out the vessel, I don't think, in 15 minutes. But anyhow, between ornaments and toys, if there's something you routinely make for relatives, little candlesticks and such, that you feel you can do in, like, say, less than a half hour, you could do a couple of those with the Christmas theme, you know, 'cause Christmas will just be like 2 weeks after the meeting, so it would be timely to send folks back to their shops with hurriedly getting out things for the grandkids or whatever.
Well, since you don't have the other picture, I just want to mention that when I make these things for the kids when they're born, the boys get a walnut base and they get a funny looking top with a picture on it. The girls get a maple base, and then I use walnut for the top. And I also, I'll bring this to you. I also use for a finial a little acorn, and I texture the top. So, you know, there's a one that's a spalted maple that I use. So just something different. Anybody wants to know anything about it, just email me and I'll send you a document. Thanks again for your attention.
So after my last demonstrations, a lot of you guys expressed interest in the products that we're showing during my demonstration, which is including like a lot of sanding and polishing stuff. So, and actually we donated some material to the show that was in Lancaster, and actually some of you stopped in the shop and checked it out. But I was thinking about it tonight. I forgot to bring along with me, but on October 19th, our company is doing a yearly open house, which is like almost a whole day event, like 10 o'clock in the morning to 8:30 in the evening. And it's like free come, free go during the day, whatever works for you. But we would have a lot of vendors coming in, big tent in the parking lot that they come in and bring sandpaper. Most what would be interested for you in that round will be a sandpaper, like Norton, 3M, all going to be their reps. And that day they're running a good deal from one of the best sale of the year to come and get something if you're looking for. They run all kinds of stuff. But even to that, you can come and check it out the shop and see what we have in stock. Talk to people, ask your questions. And as I said, industry reps are going to be there, and we're going to have a free food, which is a nice grilled sausage sandwiches and ice cream. So bring your wife, grandkids or kids, and come visit. And that'll be a good chance for you to come and check out what we have. And I know that for us as a club to find a local supplier for something is great. That means you don't have to run somewhere to Harrisburg, to Wood Shop, or to somewhere else. It'll be closer, so it'll be great for you. And if anything else, you just can come and have some ice cream. So that's a good reason to get out of the house. I mean, so that's what I wanted to say. Yeah, we're gonna send an email with that information. So come check us out. Thank you.
And where is that?
That is in Ephrata, and on the Glenwood Drive, on the way to Woodcrest Retreat. If you're coming up the hill, before you make a turn, we're gonna be on the right hand. So.
Mike and I stopped at his shop. It's a pretty nice place. They have a lot of good supplies.
Andre, if you could send out an email to the membership.
Or send it to me and I'll send it
Yeah,
out because I have all the emails.
Tom can send it out. He has the
Just send it to
current
me.
email.
I'll get your
I'm the
information.
Blues guitars.
There were 3 gentlemen that come to our food bank, and they are all veterans. And so they received Quilts of Valor last month from our food bank. And I decided to make each of them a pen. And this is the pen I made 3 of these. The center band there, oops, can I do that? Oh, I guess there it is. The center band says, "God Bless America." And the eagle clip has red stripes on it. And these are roller ball points, rather. And so I have 3 of these. And they're the the next distribution is in about a week and a half. So they'll be receiving these then.
Randy, are the barrels
Now,
already
this is the other.
final diameter when you buy them?
You buy them as round blanks.
I said, for the American flag pens, are the barrels already, they're not rectangular blanks or even round blanks, they're at the final diameter, is that correct?
No, they're not the final diameter. You have to drill them. All pens have a brass tube in the center, and the brass tube you drill through blank with the exact size drill bit that you need for that, and then you glue it in and turn it on the lathe using some bushing. Does that answer your question?
Pretty much. I was just curious if, given the star pattern and such, you really couldn't turn it from a blank. That has to be pretty much at the final size.
They cast that way, the stars facing all
Yeah,
sides.
the stars go all the way through the blank to the center.
It's the material.
I'd have to show you. I don't know if I have. I'll go downstairs and see if I have one of the blanks that shows the inside, the end of the blank. But I'll do that in a little bit. The other one, the other pen I made just recently is this one. This is from a piece of wood that George Laskowski gave me. And it is a Patriot, a Cambridge pen, and it is English U. And so I made this for him, and I'm going to give it to him at the next Susquehanna Woodturners meeting, and he'll be, I guess, auctioning it off at the big shindig in November at the Ned Smith Center.
Yeah, I want to show you the set of nesting bowls that I'm working on. I was at Groff and Groff and I saw this 9-inch wide by 4-inch thick plank of cherry with the annual rings the way I wanted to see them. So I bought 5 feet of it, and I put aside some stuff for box planks, and I made these 5 bowls that all fit together. These weren't cord. These were just one after the other. So there's the littlest one and the next one. These two are going to get a little bit shorter. They're a little high in the stack. Nothing's been finished yet. These are just turned and sanded, ready to finish. And I'm thinking I'm going to make a little set of 3 or 4 little tasting plates to sit in the middle of the last bowl. But I can't. I got the cherry, but I'll probably do those in something more harder and exotic like Cocobolo. So that's my show and tell. That's my project.
I think I might have read somewhere that the challenge for the month was to make something that was wood and something not wood. Am I correct about that, or is that my imagination?
That was 2 months ago.
Well, either way.
Anyhow.
Either way. So I've been making some wine glass stems recently. I know I'd seen this, Craft Supply sells some blanks, but I got a bunch of which I bought a few, but I also have a bunch of wine glasses where somehow or other we've broken the bottom part off, and there's still some stem left. So we're able to make a wooden base for them. And a fairly simple project, and you could use a lot of different woods. I've just started doing them, but I have a lot of nasty looking wine glasses that I'm going to be able to salvage. So that's my wood and non-wood project.
Well, Larry, you can actually use it for this month, because this month there were 2 challenges. One was just October, anything that was October-ish. But the original challenge for this month was a turned piece that is part of a bigger project. And so your stem is part of the glass, it's
Right.
So you get away with it.
Okay. And yeah.
And I didn't want to show my pocket again this year, so.
you say you have these broken stems. Do you cut the end, or how do you cut the end?
So
Understand.
far
How
I
much do
haven't.
you-
I've thought about it, but like for example, this one I think it came down about 2 inches and it was all jagged edge. So I just, basically made this fit around the top and filled it with silicone glue, and it. So I don't have to cut it short. The only advantage of cutting it shorter would be if I wanted to make part of this stem thinner, I'd be able to, where it's beyond where I had to drill a hole.
If you wanted to cut it, what would you use to cut the glass?
I haven't figured that out, so that's why I've done it.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna try, and then I got a little leery of seeing glass shards flying all over my shop.
Right.
I
I wonder if a tile saw would work.
I would imagine
File
maybe even a hacksaw.
file
Yeah, you get a carborundum hacksaw blade.
Yeah.
regular string soaked in the alcohol and wrapped around.
Yeah. Well, the
File.
fact is, I didn't really have to do it. I mean, you just drill the hole.
Use the cover.
Yeah.
A glass cutter at any big box store, they're pretty straightforward and not that expensive. And if you simply score the glass and wet it, you can usually snap them quite easily.
A box cutter, just a razor blade.
A glass cutter, the glass cutter.
A glass cutter.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Good to know.
Home Depot, any place like that.
Colby Zimmerman.
Okay, anyhow, on a more serious note, we got Mike Cooter back. Show and tell.
Serious thing.
I think Mike is wearing his newer hat tonight.
No, I need a new hat.
No, old hat is backwards.
Oh, I see the hanging.
Yeah. That's a hipster on the
Anybody remember Minnie Pearl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Well, the
tag.
price tag on hers.
I thought this month's challenge was airbrushing, so I'm wrong on that.
It's October airbrushing, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I had this one here before or not.
That one is
I cleaning up the shop and I found a box in the corner with these 3 bowls in it, so I brought them along. Just ash, used the airbrush with some stencils. My moon stencil was masking tape, and just have fun with it.
How do you do the sputtering?
Could the camera zoom in? Better picture?
It's got dots on it.
Got dots on it. It's been a while. I might have used a toothbrush for that.
Gold leaf.
Did I have gold teeth one day when I come in?
Maybe a random magic marker.
No, it's either fitted it with the airbrush as a way you can do it. You can blow the air against a piece of the stick and it makes splatter, or I also use a stiff bristle brush.
The toothbrush can do it.
Yeah, toothbrush or a real stiff brush, you can do it. I'm not sure how I did that. This is a bowl, piece of maple, turned a bunch of steps, and then just carved away at it. It was a nice art day with Carol. And then airbrush, add some color. And this one I painted the inside with an iridescent silver. I'm not real happy with it. Probably more will happen to it. And then after that one, I made this one where, I don't know if you can zoom in, you can see they're like petals. They're cut they're undercut. Where I made a special tool out of a piece of real heavy banding where I could just slide in, and they're cut down as far as you can see. And that's all you need to undercut. Gives it a little bit different look. And again, playing with some iridescent paints and airbrush. I had some fun with it.
What kind of paint are you using? That water-based?
Yeah, water-based.
Like
I like Golden brand.
Golden?
My favorite
Yeah,
brand,
Golden?
Golden, yeah.
How did you get the three-dimensionality to the paint? It appears to have like a...
When everything was turned and carved, I then took my needle scaler. It actually has a texture to the whole surface. And then just by judicious, applying the the different color paints, you get a 3D effect to it. Although I guess it is 3D and you don't need the effect.
So you get the
60. You get the 4D. This one I left the inside natural. I'm not real happy with some of the staining in it, but I prefer to have some connection to the wood, where this one is painted completely, and I think you kind of lose some. They're not even. Wait, oh, there we go. They're not even. You know, I like the wood showing. If it was a little bit better wood grain to it. You lose something when it's completely painted. It could be a piece of plastic or ceramic or glass or anything.
So this month, this is the only thing I've completed on the lathe. Have a lot of 3 or 4 other projects in progress. But at the symposium, like most everybody else, I bought a few new toys, and those toys needed handles. So, and one of the comments that they made there at the Thompson Tools is, you know, if you get a handle, they engrave your name so that you know whose is whose. Well, I got one handle, but I got multiple tools. So I said, well, just buy one of those and then I'll make my own. And I figured, what the heck, I'll just get creative and color code the chisels. This will be for a 1/2 inch something. I don't know what yet, but just a piece of cherry I had laying, and just played with the texturing tool, a little bit of Gilder's paste, and then just threw a little bit of lacquer on top, and you know.
I was looking at it over there, and it's an excellent job on the diamond pattern. What kind of texturing tool was that?
The little red one.
Is that one of the things for sale?
Yeah. It has a little pointy, spinny thing at the end. I don't know what it is.
Is it a Robert Sorby tool?
Yeah, I think so. The mini one.
Okay.
And it's for little tiny spikies. So yeah, just turn it on a 45, run it one direction, flip it to the opposite 45, and run it the opposite direction. It gives you the knurling, which is real common in metal turning.
Yeah.
But you know, that was fun. And I used the same thing to do the little beading at the top, except I turned it flat and then just move it slowly.
You use a skew or a fingernail gouge for that?
I used my bowl gouge because it was the only thing I had that was sharp.
Okay.
So.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah. No, me and skews don't get along very well. Well, we have a love-hate. I've used them and we've had a very nice time, and next time I picked it up, not so much. So, but yeah. So that was that.
What's the copper? Is that like
it's just copper pipe fitting.
Okay.
Just whacked in half,
Right.
just a coupling.
The biggest guy with the smallest bowls. So this is my second year of turning, and the first year I pretty much turned everything spindle, and the last probably 3 months I bought some bowl gouge tools, and I've been messing around. My neighbor gave me some spalted ash, so I've been going through that and just show some of this stuff. So I did a little live edge bowl, and then just other shapes. I'm focusing more on just trying to control the tool to make a shape that I see in my head. I'm trying to have a good thickness and an even wall. It's just different.
Are they all maple, Tom?
No, these are all spalted ash.
Oh.
This happens to be walnut. It's a little bowl. I give them to my grandkids and my daughters. They use them for different stuff. I don't know. But now, like these trees that I've been making, I probably have 25 bowls laying around, and I probably have 150 trees. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do with all this stuff. The wood's nice. I mean, it's beautiful spalting and color, and anyway, that's what I'm doing.
I think that's it as far as what's out on the tape, on display here. Anybody else have any last minute show and tell? Okay,
Barry, I do. There's Randy.
oh, you got your blank.
Somebody asked me what they looks like. This is actually what the star blank looks like inside,
Ah,
with the stars on the outside, but the stars go all the way to the center. Now there is on each end a small hole, but that, I don't know if you can't see that. There's a small hole, but that doesn't mean, I think it's part of the manufacturing process. So, and this is what the stripe blank looks like inside.
okay.
So, the blanks are made that way, and I think the hole is part of the manufacturing process. So,
Can you
that's
get,
it.
if you're making a different top and bottom, can you get two pens out of one blank?
Yes. Yeah. And that's what I normally do. I will
Okay.
cut one of the star blanks in half and one of these blanks in half and make two pens out of it.
Okay. Thank you.